idea. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Yes, one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program and we'll come and remove your car for free. Fast, free towing, and 24-hour response. You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families, and you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. That's 800-932-1176.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
It's time to pick your path and go big, go bold. You can drive away in a new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and upscale all-around rugged look will take you onto your next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. 20-year, 200,000-mile warranties and Bill Bird Kia warranty.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got in the bag.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Spend my dollar. Parked in a holler neath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, make a little lovin', little turtle dovin' on a Mason-Dixon night. Fits my life, whoa, so right. My Dixieland delight.
Roll Tide. Roar damn Eagle, Jay. Bringing that, oh, God, bringing that in here. I mean, it was great, fantastic, but, you got to play Alabama, huh?
Yes.
Alabama? We had no idea that's associated with Alabama.
Did you? They play that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Make sure, Jay.
You've been to Tuscaloosa, haven't you?
No,
No?
I have never
You
been.
haven't?
I have never been.
I figured, just, go ahead and silence your phone. It's fine. That is the Sports
You get
Center.
updates on your phone from ESPN?
That's the first time I've ever heard it. Usually I never hear anything.
You're showing off, bro.
He is. He's coming in today. I'm gonna play what they played up at Alabama. I'm gonna get ESPN notifications. He's got his notepad with notes in it. I'm excited. As you can tell, it's Fun Friday here. You're listening to the Inside Drive live on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, Bay County, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Along that beautiful Forgotten Coast, they'll be playing football over there in Gulf County as well. Tonight, you can watch, listen, like, comment, subscribe, share, all those beautiful things right there on social. That is Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. If you're not going to be at the Mosley game tonight and you want to hear it and you're not driving in your car, Jay, what do you got to download?
Google Play or Apple Store,
No.
104.3.
You download the Google Play or Apple Store? Yeah.
Oh, well,
Technically,
have
if
that.
you don't have that on, yeah, you got to have that first. So
That's
that is true. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The Google Play Store or the Apple Store? I don't know. But yes, 104.3. It'll show up our app. You can click, just open up the app. Our radio show will play.
There you go.
can listen to Mosley football, Auburn football, Atlanta Braves baseball. We got it all here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And speaking of having it all here, who do we got in the house?
Keith Fleming.
It is the man, the myth,
Yes.
the legend,
Yep.
Mr. Keith Fleming. Normally joins us, or always joins us, I should say, on Wednesdays from 12 to 12:40. But we got you in-house today because you are down here for the ESPN Northwest Florida Fantasy Football Draft. Keith, how the heck are you?
Defending champ from. Oh, I'm sorry.
In the flesh. In
Defending
the flesh.
champ.
Defending,
Jorge?
yeah.
Oh, I like Jorge.
All right, bring him in.
Jorge, the head of Fantasy and Frames, one of the best guys I know.
Dang.
Gave me a really big opportunity a few years ago. I hope it's that Jorge. Otherwise, I'm sorry for the Jorge that I just brought in.
I'm going to guess it is.
It is that, Jorge, absolutely.
What's going on, Jorge?
Well, first of all, thank you all gentlemen for taking my call. Really appreciate it.
Of course.
I got a question for Keith because I haven't asked him this yet, and I don't know if you all have ever seen his epic rant about the Falcons passing on Jalen Carter a few years ago. If not, you should definitely check it out on YouTube. I just want to get Keith's opinion on what he thinks about the additions of Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons and how that's going to help Atlanta's defense this year.
Oh, man. I'm excited.
Did they sign Judon officially?
Well, I mean, the trade, he's open to an extension. They have him for this year at
Gotcha.
least. And I hope they actually wait and see, what he's
Well,
still
that's
got.
what he said, too. He said he's got to prove what, what he's worth. So, I like
But,
that.
I mean, it's like Bizarro World at this point. Like, we had to get a new coach. They made the not sexy but really smart decision of hiring Raheem Morris. Everybody thinks he's like one of the smartest guys in the NFL. Been head coach before. He's got all that experience. The Penix thing's coming around for me a little bit because Cousins, Achilles. We watched Mariota and Ritter the last 2 years. It's been tough. But the defense was my issue. That's the rant he's talking about. It was because I was furious we did not take my boy Jalen Carter, who I still think is a generational talent, will dominate. And we took Bijan instead. So then again, in this year, we have the 8th pick and take any defender we want. Now we're going to take a backup QB that's probably not going to play this year.
You never know.
But you get Judon, which was a real weakness. We haven't had a pass rush since 2012. That is a fact, John Abraham. And then the Simmons signing, I mean, now you got him. You pair him, obviously, with Bates, who we had last year. Grady Jarrett, hopefully, is healthy and back. Terrell, we just signed to that big extension. Paid him too much money, but it is what it is. I actually think they're going to come like 10 this year. Now, I'm not getting crazy like Dan Orlowski on ESPN, who said they're going to the Super Bowl, I believe. But I do think they're going to be pretty good. I'm very excited, Jorge. And it's a scary place to be as a Falcons fan.
Is it like a 1 foot in kind of excitement, or are you all in excited? Or because David, we talk about that, he's a big Titans fan, and it's that kind of, he doesn't. I think they've done some good things. I think getting rid of Henry and kind of moving forward into a new era is a good thing. But like, he doesn't want to get like too hopeful because they don't want to be let down too much. Is that kind of where you're at too, or do you? I really feel like it's the time now for them.
It scares me because I'm normally like David, very smart man. My dad's been telling me since I was a young child that you can like the Falcons, you can root for them, but don't fall in love with them because they'll break your effing hearts.
Yeah.
Correct.
2016, I learned that lesson real hard.
And according to Jay Henley, you can also divorce the Falcons.
That's true. I can't
You can
do
be
that.
infatuated with the Falcons. Give them, 6 months, right? Infatuation's about 6 months, and then, but I was.
Then the honeymoon stage is over.
honeymoon
Then
stage.
But
real
I
life.
am both feet are. I've dove in. Like
Yeah?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'll go ahead and admit it. When we're 2-5, because we have a brutal first 4 games, it really is a really tough start. I'll probably be pulling out my hair and doing more more rants on Fantasy and Frames YouTube channel. So
then you can be even more like me.
There you go. I mean, we didn't just hear the Atlanta. We've heard the Carter rant before, but he did a whole segment on ranting about Atlanta sports in general.
Oh, that was good stuff.
That was fantastic. That was one of the best.
A lot of heartache, Jorge. Jorge, you're a Washington fan. What are your boys doing?
I was going to ask that question. I didn't know he was a Washington fan, but I was going to ask you guys, what about it seems like Philly's going all in this year, trying to make what happened last year, the second half of the season, go away, trading Dotson. Now, I'm just playing rumor mill, so I'm going to go to the Ayuk situation, right?
Yeah.
Ayuk obviously played with Jaden Daniels at Arizona State. They kind of talked in the beginning of this whole situation. Well, now Dotson goes. Are they going to maybe try to make a last-minute move for Ayuk? The only thing is the Niners want a person, too. That's why the trade hasn't happened yet, because they want a receiver plus draft capital.
Jorge, you got more insight on it. What do you think? What's going on?
So let me touch on the Philly thing first, and then I'll get to Washington. So Philly with Dotson, I think I agree with you. They're going all in. Kind of hurts Dallas Goedert, I think, for fantasy. But going down to Washington, Diami Brown from North Carolina, who's been on the team for I want to say 3 or 4 seasons, he has been outplaying Jahan Dotson in practice. So Cliff Kingsbury obviously sees something he likes. I agree with you. The first thing I thought about when they made the trade yesterday was they're stockpiling picks for a trade for a wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. Well, I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic. I've heard rumors that it was going to be McLaurin for Ayuk, which I would not be happy with.
Oh, if they did, Jorge,
I would take that. I would take that all day.
If they end up trading him now for fantasy, oh my God, the leagues I have him in, he's going to get 200 targets in that offense.
I'm just a huge hardcore Terry McLaurin fan. He's just been a really good guy through the hard times. He's been a good guy in the community. He really gets back. I would hate for him to leave. That's the non-logical fan side of me. In terms of what they're doing in Washington, though, if they don't add a wide receiver, maybe they run 2 tight ends. Ben Sennett, from Kansas State, is getting a lot of praise, getting a lot of work. He's arguably the best tight end outside of Brock Bowers
for months on Fantasy and Frames. And what about McCaffrey, who a lot of people think now he moves into the slot, which has been a treasure trove position for wide receivers in Kingsbury offenses?
It's one of those things where I think at the end of the day, you could have the best wide receiver core in the league in Washington. I'll use Terry McLaurin as another example. Great wide receiver who's had just horrible quarterbacks over the course of his career. It comes down to the person throwing the ball, right? And all you've heard so far this offseason and through training camps is that Jaden Daniels is that guy. So it's making me feel like, you know what? I don't care who they have out there. As long as Jaden Daniels is doing okay, I think he'll find the receiving options out there and they'll make some magic this year. I don't see the Commanders as a team getting too far ahead of what the record was last year, but I think you're going to see some individual improvements of the players, which will ultimately down the road help overall team success.
Yeah, should be. It's going to be interesting. We got a little less than how many days, Jay?
For NFL?
That's what we're talking about.
8, 9, 7.
7? Yeah, we're not starting next Friday.
6.
No, just shy of the 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right.
Thursday night football. And actually the Eagles and the Packers will be playing down in Brazil 2 weeks from today.
Nice.
Just don't wear your green, Jay.
No, I'm not.
That's one of those deals. Make sure you check, with the NFL playing anywhere and everywhere. If you're a bettor and a degenerate like we are. I didn't realize that game was in Brazil, and I'm going, ooh, that's going to be a real test. Green Bay going to Philly? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's
going to be a real test for both those teams.
That's not going to happen. So
that's for sure. Interesting going down to Brazil, that's for sure.
Jorge, will you tell everybody before you get out of here all the great stuff at Fantasy and Frames? Because I do appreciate what you've done for me, and I think it is a wonderful fantasy football site. Grown over 1,000 YouTube subscribers. It's been, the last 9 months, but tell everybody where they can find all that stuff.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the platform. If you follow us on YouTube or on X or basically every social media channel at Fantasy in Frames, we'd really appreciate that. We put out a lot of video content, short-form video content, long-form content. We have podcasts that you can subscribe to, as well as heading over to fantasyandframes.com and reading our articles and rankings. Totally free, no paywall. We just do our best to give you the best content out there so you can have success playing fantasy football.
And Jorge didn't even just, promote that What was it? Rookies or sleepers? You were number 1 on PFF of the rankers last year.
Yeah, so last year I was ranked number 1 in terms of drafting, giving draft advice for wide receivers as well as for sleepers.
Love it.
There you go.
But don't be afraid to mention that, Jorge. These guys know their stuff, for real.
Absolutely. Jorge, thanks for jumping on with us, and definitely go follow Fantasy and Frames on all the different social channels, just like we tell you to follow Keith Fleming. If you want to win money and get better, Jay, that's what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
And turn your ESPN alerts on, apparently.
Yeah, right. But they're on. You just got the sound on today.
It's off now.
Thank you, Jorge. Have a great rest of your Friday.
Thanks, gentlemen. You have a great one.
All right, there you go. Appreciate that. All right, Jay, we've got to get to a couple quick things. Braves playoff push continues. Big win last night in Philadelphia, although it just felt like against Philadelphia. Just felt like one of those games again that they just weren't scoring enough runs with how much offensive production they were having. But man, Iglesias came in, shut them down. Great.
Getting out of that jam in the 8th was big too.
Oh man,
I mean, they
absolutely.
walked the 9 hole, which I'm just like, really? And then walked again, and then they got out of there, and then like you said, the 9th was.
And Schwellenbach had a great outing. He's really starting to come into his own, working the changes and the curves. Just a great series, and the Braves got it, and it was huge. I mean, obviously they dropped the second one. They were up 2-0 in that game, but at least they win the series. That keeps them, because the Mets now have won 2 straight in a row. So the Braves hold that 1.5 game lead over the Mets, and they're currently
Philly's hemorrhaging though. Like they can still catch them. I believe that. Philly I think has the worst record since the All-Star break in baseball.
And like Oakland's the flip side of that, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so just the Braves push is continuing on. We'll keep you updated every day on that one. We got some action coming up tonight, Jay. But Jay, you wanted to mention some action up in the Atlanta area, didn't you?
Yeah. How about your former East Coweta playing Noonan this evening? How big of a rivalry is that one, Keith?
It used to be huge. Unfortunately, I think in the last 5-6 years, because East Coweta is now much bigger than Noonan.
Okay.
It was, I don't know if it's still the same, but it's going to be huge because, Noonan. Uh-oh.
That was Jay.
Oh, okay.
We blame Jay. The same thing I heard. James did that to y'all yesterday too.
No one does anything.
It's just magic.
Well, so y'all guys didn't have a show last Friday, right?
True.
So that's the satellite grids. I
Gotcha.
But Noonan High School was the one that was obliterated by the tornado that came through a few years ago. It took them 2 years to reopen. They did just a few weeks ago, so I know for a fact that game's going to be lit, because I'm sure Noonan is very proud to be back.
So it's at East Coweta this evening.
Yep.
Give us a prediction on that score.
Well, I mean, I went to East Coweta, so East Coweta 70, Noonan 3.
Oh, man.
70-3?
Yeah.
Man,
all right.
Intense. There was a game on ESPN2 last night. I was watching Thompson, Alabama versus somewhere in Georgia. Okay. And the Thompson team had 2 Auburn commits on the defense. Ooh. That was fun. It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a great game, actually. Got to mention some of the volleyball scores from yesterday. Jay, we got Arnold's now just continues their great start, 3-0 after a 3-1 win. They won the first set 25-22, dropped the second set 25-23, won the third set 26-24, and then closed the match out with a 25-16 win in the final set over Fort Walton Beach. Extends their record now to 3-0, undefeated. I know the Arnold JV team got the dub as well. North Bay Haven also 3-0. I don't think they've dropped a set so far this season. They brought Mariana came to the house yesterday. They won just dominating from North Bay Haven. They won the first set 25-9, second set 25-10, third set was 25-8. Not much competition there from the Bulldogs for the Buccaneers. Also, Rutherford and Vernon. Rutherford got its first win of the season, 3-0. Vernon drops to 0-2. Rutherford won 25-15, 25-16, 25-22. All right, Jay.
Yes, sir.
What's coming up tonight?
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
I know, it's like everything just boom starts now.
What's on the top of my mind right now is you got Arnold traveling over to Bay, or Bay traveling to Arnold. Bay's traveling to Arnold. I know. Well,
Ryan's just shaking his head like a disappointed dad right there.
All right, Bay's going to Arnold. Mosley and Rutherford tonight.
And Rutherford's the home team. Who's calling that game?
David Hayes and Kyle Wright.
Right here on ESPN Northwest.
Voice
Florida.
of an angel, David
Voice of an
Hayes.
angel,
Or my wife,
absolutely.
Brittany Fleming. So.
Yeah, Fergie. Me and Fergie got something in common.
That's it. That's it. But maybe who knows? Maybe a Ralph Jackson appearance in the booth as well. Who knows what'll happen out there?
What is that dancing with a foot? Dance with that football.
Look at him dance with that football. He ain't worth the Charmin he wipes his butt with.
2 Varsity Blues quotes in the first segment. Going big tonight. But yes, games coming up tonight. Besides those, you've got Holmes County coming over to take on Bozeman. Destin, just got to give a shout out to Destin. Coach Josh Woodham, QB Vision. His son, Hampton Woodham, is the starting quarterback there. And Josh is now the new offensive coordinator. So Destin will be taking on Northview. Mosley, Rutherford's the home team at Tommy Oliver Stadium. Again, ESPN Northwest Florida's got the coverage. Tune into 104.3 on your hand radio. Show up at the stadium. You listen to David Hayes and Kyle Wright live calling that football game. Very much looking forward to that. And then Freeport traveling over to North Bay Haven for their both first game of the season. And then you got a Gulf County matchup. Port St. Joe traveling to Wakulla. And then, as you mentioned, Jay, the crosstown rivalry. You've got Bay versus Arnold. What do you think about that one tonight? Arnold obviously coming off a good jamboree. Arnold hadn't won a game in quite some time. Whole new coaching staff, a couple new players in there. Jason Griffin trying to revamp the team. What do you think? Give me a prediction for tonight.
Well,
you've coached with both high schools.
I have. We interviewed Griff last week, right?
Yep.
I think he's bringing something to the table to the Arnold Marlins this year, and I think he really gets the players fired up this evening. And I predict a high scoring ball game. 35. Let's go 35-27 Arnold Marlins.
You don't want to go 73?
No, we won't go there yet. But we'll see what this offense looks like.
You got the Marlins 35, and then you got the Tornadoes 27.
Yeah.
How
about you?
I'm not going to make a prediction. Not going to make a prediction. Not yet, anyway. I really got to think about that.
Are you playing the political game here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right,
No,
I got you.
I'm not. But I will mention tonight, too, they're going to be honoring, I said in the beginning of the week, but you got to get out there tonight, and before the game, they will be honoring the 2003 Arnold Marlins. That's such a tough Arnold Marlins.
2 syllable.
Verbal gymnastics.
It is verbal gymnastics. Anyway, they'll be honoring the 2003 football team, which compiled a 10-1 record, reaching the region semifinals, and they got all the way up to rank number 7 in the state. Coach Hale had an overall record of 80-52 in 13 years in Arnold. Members of the team, the staff, all those people who told Rick Green they were coming out are going to be out there tonight.
Nice.
So big excitement. Also, too, take note if you're going to the game, there are 2 different gates. One for Bay, which is located more, if you're looking at the main gate going into the right side, kind of over by where the goal post is. Mm-hmm. And then the Arnold entrance will be the normal entrance there at Gavlax Stadium.
Gotcha.
Highly recommend getting there early because I think it's going to be a pretty well-attended game.
Yes.
Pretty good.
But looking forward to all that action coming up tonight. And then, of course, what do we got coming up this Sunday, Jay?
This Sunday, we have the ESPN Northwest Florida Fantasy Draft at PCB Hobby.
We'll see if Jay just gives a player away right before the playoffs because, quote unquote, he had to.
Collusion.
Yeah.
Still ended up winning. Yeah.
Jay, you thought I'd forget about it. Never.
I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it yesterday?
What?
The collusion? You drop players so T could pick them up?
Yeah, because you saw
before the
my lineup.
championship?
Yeah.
That's like the definition of collusion. Oh, man. Anyway.
He went to Griffin. Give him a break.
Oh, shoot. I know all too well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, maybe we'll dive into what you want to bring to the table, Keith. Maybe some rants about some different things.
I will definitely.
It's kind of your thing.
What grinds my gears.
Yeah, what grinds my gear. One of the greatest Family Guy segments ever. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms and very light showers and a high of 88 with a moderate breeze out of the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms and light sprinkles with lows around 75. Tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms and light rain and a temperature near 88. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue? Then tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
It is a wild world indeed, Jay. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay Henley on the strings, DJ Davey Crockett behind the glass, Keith Fleming in studio with us live right here. Not even on the
person,
phone.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's kind of crazy.
Absolutely. Don't hear the go ahead.
Well, we do have a question for Keith.
Perfect.
Are you on board for handling Brad Harden's draft again this year?
Oh, absolutely. The best deal in the world. One of my buddies who plays in kind of like high stakes stuff. And last year he called me the day of the draft. He's like, hey, if you draft this team, I'll cut you in. And I'm like, draft it? He's like, well, and manage it.
Like, do the whole thing.
And I had forgot about it. And he texted me at the end of the season. He's like, by the way, we won. So, yeah, absolutely, Brad, man. I'm always down. You know Brad Harden.
I do.
Turn your mic up, fella.
Yeah, I do. Where's it? I grew up in. Where did he grow up?
Where is Brad from?
Did you meet him at Valdosta State?
I met him in St. Simons. He was at Seattle when I was at
okay,
St.
yeah.
Paul's.
Yeah, I remember
And then
Brad.
Brad played at Canongate all the time.
That's
Played us
right.
For about a 2-3 year stretch. Really good stick. One of those guys that it's like he's hitting a 7-iron from 200 yards, and you're like, dude, I just hit a 5-wood. Like, get out of here with that. So, but really good stick. Great dude. And absolutely, Brad, be happy to manage the fantasy football team again this year.
There you go. There you go. Jay, don't get any ideas. You have to manage your own.
Okay. All right, I got you.
And
I have
draft your
enough of that.
Yeah, out of principle, I want you to learn this, Jay. It's for you. You know, what is it?
You're
Teach a
only
man to fish.
Yeah. Well, give him. What is it?
Give a man a fish. He's
give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for life.
Oh, look at the philosophical Friday.
I mean, that's the Bible, bro. But
Yeah. Oh, Jay, don't ever change.
Oh, I won't.
I know.
Me.
Oh, I know. It's been a year and 4 months, and I think it's gone the other way, actually.
Oh, God.
Mistaken. But that brings up a good point. If anybody has any questions for Keith, feel free to give us a call or text in or comment on Facebook. Phone number is 850-215-6290. All right, Keith, give us a few rants, because I do have some fantasy football questions for you here in a little bit.
I saw the Family Guy episode. I think it was Tuesday. What grinds my gears?
David said that a few times on the show.
And I'm like, man, I'm going to be in studio Friday. I got to write some things down. So the first one, and I think this is universal, and as society, we need to come together to make this stop, but it's people driving slow in the left-hand lane of the interstate. And some people say, below the speed limit. No, it's just if cars behind you are running up on you and you're holding up traffic, that lane is for passing. It is not for riding in. And I really feel, and my mom argues with me about this a good bit, but that more wrecks are caused by people driving slow on the interstate in the wrong lane than it is people driving really fast, because I like to go, 90 occasionally on the interstate, but I'm staying in the left-hand lane. I'm not moving. But, when you start having to move and weave in and out, when people are doing 65 in it and they're either oblivious or they're just jerks.
Yeah. The speed limit in Atlanta on the interstate should be 100.
Right?
I mean, in Colorado, and the roads
Arizona
are a lot more
too.
difficult to drive. I feel like the speed limit, I think, is set at 80, and then, we go a lot faster than that.
There's some places in Arizona they have the old no speed limit out there in the high desert and stuff like that. But,
it's crazy.
But yeah,
it must be.
Same goes for here on the Bay County Road, y'all. Let's move over into the right lane. I mean, this is ridiculous. Y'all are going 35 and 40 miles an hour. People are trying to get to work.
Slower traffic, stay to the right. It's literally law if you read your book. The technology deal, just like thinking about, me and my dad had a conversation the other day about how much technology has changed in his lifetime. Like, I mean, he was listening to events on the radio growing up, and now we can watch football games on our phone. I just think it's so funny when, like, for instance, Ryan is being an amazing host. He's like the nicest dude in the world. Letting us to stay at his rental place, which you should definitely rent if you need a place to stay in Panama City.
I have done it as well.
It's an awesome place, but he called me upset because he was like, one of the TVs in. There's like 5 TVs in there. And what's funny is I know people that, like, when we've gone and visited places, they're upset because one TV's out. And I'm like, bro, when I was growing up, there was like 6 channels that you could watch.
You had to get up to change it.
That's right. That's right.
If you wanted to watch a movie and say your favorite part starts halfway through, you had to fast forward and try to guess to get to the right place.
Same thing with music tapes,
It's a great time to be alive. So let's not bitch about the insignificant stuff, especially with technology. And then the final one made me laugh a lot. That last night, those commercials that start with, "Did you know?" And it's almost always some kind of medical jargon, drug that they're selling or whatever. But it's really not so much the phrase, it's the voice and the octave that they use, because it's, they're trying to make it be like, you really want to know what I'm asking you if you don't know.
Yeah.
And it just literally, within seeing that, the next 2 hours, I saw it on 3 different commercials. So let's stop that too.
And that's the streaming commercials are a kind of another ballgame, because it's like the same ones on repeat, it seems like, depending on where you're at. Because there is, and we actually have a product here, if you're interested in local advertising, we can advertise on the streaming channels and local and Target and all that stuff. But we will, obviously everything we do is streaming, YouTube, TV, all the different things. And it's always, you'd get some local commercials depending on what you're watching, but a lot of times if you're like watching a recording of something or taping, whatever you call it, Jay. It's the same ad every time you have a break. That drives me crazy.
How about, though, too, you saying that we should be able to do something as society. You're watching something, whether it's cable or streaming, and the show is at one volume. And when they cut to the commercials, it'll bust your eardrums. I mean, it's always when my wife comes in and she's always like, "Keith, turn the TV." And I'm like, I swear to God, the TV is not this loud. It's a commercial. Obviously, they're controlling that.
Right.
Left, right, center, whatever your leanings. We should be able to stop people driving in the left-hand lane. We should be able to control the volume of commercials and get people to stop saying, "Did you know?" on commercials. There's some stuff we should be able to take care of, Jay and Lee.
Right. I agree.
I'm assuming this is your sister, Lauren?
Yeah.
She said, "I'm telling Mom you speed."
She knows. Hey, Nana used to speed. My mom actually followed her when she got into like her mid-80s because she was worried, could she still drive? And she goes, Keith, she was doing like 88 on the interstate. She's like 86 years old. Nana was the best, man.
That's awesome. What about you, Jay? You got anything?
What, ranting?
Yeah.
Or just stuff that grinds your gears. It doesn't have to be a rant. Just
I'll give you one while you're thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Is when people, especially obviously the tourists typically, and there might be some locals that do it, that drive their golf cart on Back Beach Road. 35.
I don't know
is
what
where
that
you-
is.
it- that's 98. That's the main.
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
the main road.
And you can't do that.
No.
No.
I like how you're questioning.
Well, I mean,
that.
St. Simon's, they are street legal.
Yeah,
so
and
some
they're,
places,
they're street legal
just not
here,
on the highway.
but just on roads that are 35 miles an hour.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But so you'll see somebody turning out on it, and then I mean, because that's such a dangerous road to begin with, because you're going 55 and all the construction, it changes constantly, and then lo and behold, you'll see some person turn out with a golf cart, and you're just like, what are you like? What goes across your mind to think that that's okay in the first place? Because these cars are just whipping by. I mean, if your golf cart goes 22, 23 miles an hour, you're probably pretty lucky.
Right.
But it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And they got signs. I mean, they do as much as they can to stop it. They got signs everywhere, but lo and behold, I still see it every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is scary. It is scary.
You should just turn it into Mario Kart when you see him. Give him a little bump, throw a, mushroom or what is it, a turtle shell or a banana at him. And
Get me the
I
star.
wish banana pills actually work,
Right?
man. I've been trying that for a while.
Oh,
and
Still nothing.
tires Still
That's
work
one of
with
the
traction.
biggest false things ever from cartoons is that banana peels make you slip.
I don't
And
know.
then
Have you
Mario
ever tried
Kart,
to
wouldn't
throw
they just
a...
do oil? Like, it's the same thing, right? Like, that's
There you
basically
go.
what it's doing.
Just throw some oil out there. I
Yeah.
mean, I've tried to throw a couple of turtle shells out there too, you know.
How'd
And then
that
just,
work out?
And
they
then
just
PETA
crush 'em.
calls you, and then they're upset.
No, I waited till the turtles moved to a new shell. You know?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
kinda like
Okay.
hermit crabs.
That's true. That's
Otherwise,
true.
my mom would have been very disappointed.
Yeah, no doubt. And always get out and help the turtles cross the road.
No
Good
doubt.
mandate.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Just be careful if they're snapping turtles, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not doing
Or
that.
the dinosaur ones. We saw one at White Oak a couple weeks. That thing had to be.
Oh, well, I was playing
You were
with
with us,
I was
yeah.
with you,
It was-
yeah.
Yeah, I think you even talked about
We
it.
thought it was like a dog or something.
Yeah, they
it
get
was.
big. They get big.
It's crazy.
No
That thing
doubt.
had to be 80 years old at least. Like, because where they say, to get that size, obviously. Got to be around a long time.
My mom's got a Silicaga tortoise that it's I think probably 2-ish years. Don't quote me, but now it's starting to really grow rapidly. I'm like, if she's going to give it to Ryan, it's like, how are you going to take care of that thing when it weighs
that is
100 pounds? You're going to have to get like something to keep it. Because Joey Capo has one, Big Ron. I think Big Ron's 10 and weighs like 90 pounds, something like that.
Kind of a jerk move by your mom. It's like, here's an animal that's not the easiest to take care of. I'm gonna give it to your daughter.
Yep. I was like, great, thanks. Hopefully that'll be after she is
Trained. Can you train a turtle?
I don't think you can. And they love to escape. We talk about tortoises escaping all the time on the Afternoon Delight debriefs.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know, Jay, that turtles switched shells when they got tired of the one?
I had no idea.
No,
about
I
that.
didn't know that.
I really did.
Come on, Keith. Please don't play into Jay's ignorance. No, they don't do that.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, goodness.
dogs get new fur in the winter. I mean,
What else?
Sure.
Give me some more.
That's similar.
Snakes.
yeah, snakes.
Skin.
Yeah.
Deers get new antlers.
That's true.
What are the hermit crabs?
Hermit crabs
they'll take
do
anything.
actually
Yeah.
go find
That's what I
another
thought I was
shell.
finding
Yes,
out. It's
turtles.
like turtles
They
basically
are
hermit
physically
crabs.
connected to their shell. Yeah, no, we learned that today.
I love how that just like went by and then
No, I was.
Way to bring
I was,
that back around.
No, I was sitting on go, waiting for that one to come back around. That is for sure. Oh man, you got any other? You haven't even given us one.
No,
something on the golf course. What bothers you when you're on the golf course and somebody's doing something in front of you? Like, I know
don't think
slow
nothing
playing.
bothers Jay.
no,
That's a
Look
very
at
good
him
point.
dance with that football.
That's right.
My dad said that this morning. He goes, I've never seen Jay even flustered. And I go, but I feel like people like that. Are you holding the rage inside sometimes?
I have lived Jay flustered.
Have
and
you?
I wasn't even in town with the flusterness.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
He lost his cell phone for, I don't know, an hour, and he calls me. I'm
I had
in
an
Jacksonville at the
anxiety
Niners game.
attack.
He is freaking out. Like, I've never heard this tone of his voice.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Yeah, and then because he left it in somebody's car.
Right.
At least he knew where it was.
Right, yeah.
And he couldn't get in touch with him, obviously, because he didn't have
He
a
didn't
cell
have a
phone.
phone.
So in Jacksonville, I had to reach out to this person and then got you guys connected. But that was the one time I've
Wow.
seen Jay
I would seriously pay
flustered.
just to, because like you said, that your voice is always very, smooth and
Yeah.
calming and
The
nicest guy in the
landline,
world.
but it's the landline thing and not being able to contact loved ones and I guess I kind of had one of those premonitions where
You took it right to the extreme.
I did. I was like, I hope my mom's okay. I hope my dad's okay.
It's a pain, though, man.
I mean,
you lose your phone and you don't have everything backed up. Like, you just lost all your phones. God knows how many pictures. Like, it's,
Fun fact, always back up to
for
the
real.
cloud.
Like, and if it sends that message saying it can't back up, you
Get
either
more
need to
storage.
delete stuff or get more storage.
Yeah.
You can get like a terabyte of storage for like $10 a month.
I got you.
But I'm sure you don't need that kind of storage.
No, in
How
my
many
iCloud
photos
is
you
full.
got on your camera right now?
3,000.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you got a bunch.
Yeah.
I guess from teaching.
Yeah.
3,000?
I would think he wouldn't have had 10, but that makes sense.
10. Oh boy. All right, Keith, quick fantasy question. Are there any, and this was from somebody that had asked me something last night, are there any teams in general that like you would stay away from as a whole?
Oh, yeah. And it's a strategy I've done the last few years, particularly for like season-long leagues. I don't want anything, David Earmuffs, of the Tennessee Titans. If I knew which running back I was
It's gonna be by
getting,
committee, yeah.
I would be very high on either of them. Like, I like both of those backs. Let me rephrase that. I don't like anybody other than Tajay Spears. I do believe in Tajay Spears and where he's going. I would draft him, but that's an offense I have huge concerns about. The Saints, and I know that's a bummer because I really like Chris Olave. Kamara may be in a PPR league, but I mean, can we really trust Carr?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling great about that. The Jets, for where they're going, scare me. Like, ironically, Rodgers is probably the best value of their big guys. Brees Hall scares me. I mean, he blew out his knee 2 years ago. He has not seen the kind of workload we expect him to get this year. Garrett Wilson is so tied with where he's going right now among wide receivers with Aaron Rodgers because much like my boy Drake London, he's been with just trash QBs his entire career. But, outside of that, the Browns offense is another one that maybe if you can get Nick Chubb late for a second-half guy, but overall, I don't really want any of them either. But I try to actually look at the teams that you want to, really target. And, the Rams are one of those because I've been mentioning that when Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka, and Kupp were on the field all together last year, most efficient offense in the NFL, most efficient offense in almost 15 years.
And their defense is going to be way better this year, too, even without Aaron Donald.
That's insane to say, but I agree with you, but it's insane to say.
Yeah, no doubt. They scare me tremendously in the West. But, Jay?
Yes.
Any questions about fantasy football?
What team are you afraid to draft from this year, Jay? Players from?
Oh, my
I don't even think
gosh.
Jay could name all the teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one. It'd be tough. Let's see. Miami.
That is a bold take.
Like, you're not drafting anybody from Miami?
Probably.
You don't want Tyreek Hill, Devin
Jalen
A-Chain,
Waddle,
Jalen Wright.
Raheem Mostert.
No, all right, I'll back
Tua.
up. Unfortunately, Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh. I'm going to have to call you out again here, buddy. I like I don't think they're going to be good because if you look at PFF's defensive rankings, it's like their defensive line's 32nd, linebackers 30th, their coverage 31st. But I think Kyler Murray is undervalued right now in fantasy drafts. We've seen when he's healthy, he puts up like Lamar, Jalen Hurts type numbers. McBride obviously is a stud. And Harrison, a lot of people think is going to be really good. And the guy that's the best value on that team by far, Greg Dortch, man, who y'all remember on, late last year in the DFS, I think he was in there like 6 weeks in a row. When he plays at least 70% of the snaps, he's been really good. And he's been really impressing at camp. A lot of people are talking about him. He's slowly starting to creep up, but you can get him late. And I think he's a real viable, like, wide receiver 3.
Do you stay away from Connor?
No. I think Connor is also a value. He's kind of like the Mike Evans of running backs that every year I'm like, he's old. It's not going to happen. And then he rushes for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. I'm going, man, you would take that from pretty much any running back not taken in the first 2 rounds.
Absolutely.
So, no, I'm not afraid of it. I do like Benson behind him, but I just think James Conner was extremely effective. Like, if you look at from a metric standpoint, he was one of the most effective running backs in the league last year. And if you remember, they had some pretty rough quarterback play before Kyler Murray came back.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll see if Kyler Murray can last a whole season.
And that is a question because we've, if you look historically, I've said this before, he always has great fantasy seasons to about week 12, 13. And then it's a considerable dip. And I do think that his size and stuff, that plays a role.
Absolutely. He scrambles a lot, taking a lot of hits.
Get worn down.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, we got to go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive, your home for the Auburn Tigers, starting next Saturday. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
America's team plays here.
And a rocket to right field. This thing is into orbit.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Acuna, Ozzie, and Austin Riley lead the Braves' high-powered offense.
Swung on, belted, deep right field. Get out of here, Ozzie. Home run. Ball game.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Brock's Pest Control, Store More Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Bill Bird Kia, and Mid-South Lumber.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base.
Florida Health Connector. We connect you to Blue.
Most people sign up for health insurance during the open enrollment period at the end of the year. But did you know you may qualify for a special enrollment period at any time during the year? Florida Health Connector can tell you if you're qualified for a zero premium plan.
Call Florida Health Connector today at 850-249-1010.
Florida Health Connector. We connect you to Blue.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had some chicks, E-I-E-I-O. With a chick there and a chick here, everywhere chick. Old MacDonald.
Couldn't get through it, could you? You came out of nowhere with Old MacDonald.
Is that an original?
Hey, you know.
So is that because of the turtles? Because he said right before this is from the last segment.
Well, we do talk about animals.
Okay, that's fair. I just was curious.
That's true.
Not too many
I'm
chickens,
trying to
though,
figure
unless
out
we
your
eat
brain,
them.
Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Good
exactly.
luck. Good luck. They've been studying that for years and they still haven't figured it out. But little Old MacDonald bringing us back. Yes,
sir.
The kids are happy listening at school.
That's
I'm sure.
it. That's it.
But you're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We got our afternoon delight debrief segment coming up next, and we got Aaron Bearden. So we got to get to some housekeeping things, Jay and David. We need to pick our 8 and 9 in our college football playoff. Look, you got it right there in the old billfold.
Yes.
Not billfold,
Wow.
but the portfolio. Yeah, I'm actually impressed because this has lasted a few weeks, and he's still
Do you
got it.
have like a copy of yours like in your phone or something?
No, I just got my piece
Okay,
of it, but I always know
will
where it
lose
is.
something
Yeah.
like that in 30 minutes.
Yep, and David's got his purple folder back. Blue? Purple folder.
Purple.
Yeah, you got the Clemson, just like, anyway.
Hey, he grew up in the Barney generation. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
that's true. That's true. All right.
I love you. You love me. We're just one big family.
No doubt.
Are you playing that when we come back, Jay?
Yeah,
Those two Barney necks.
Yeah, I mean, it's in your theme. You couldn't even get through Old MacDonald, like the simplest
I'm sorry.
songs.
I know, I'm sorry.
Don't play Old MacDonald for Aaron. He'll get that one right off the get-go.
He will, I know.
No doubt. All right. David, you want to go first? Who you got with the 8 seed and the 9 seed in the college football playoff?
I got Texas coming in as the 8 seed at 10-2, and Oklahoma State coming in as the 9 seed at 11-1.
Okay, there you go. Oklahoma State. All right, I believe on the 8-9 seed, I've got Missouri in the 8 seed. And I've got, let's see, Notre Dame. I wrestled with this, David.
Catherine would be so happy.
I know. And you put him in too, right? No, you kept him. That's right. That's right.
This is just in case God's Catholic. You're like, you know what? I'm going to put Notre Dame in there. I'll be okay.
Yeah, you got to be on
I
the
like
right-
your style, bro.
Yeah. Well, and we were at the Navy base, and we were judging some doors that people decorated, and the winning lady was a Notre Dame door. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, as much as they always are overrated in the first poll and end up somehow staying up there despite losing, I just feel like this year with the 12 spots, they got to be in one of those spots. If they go 10-2, maybe even 9-3, depending what else is going on. But that's why it's a hypothetical pick 'em, Jay. All right.
He hasn't even wrote them in.
I'm working on it.
He's getting there. That's
I'm
why
slow, but I'm worth the wait.
You keep saying that, but I've yet to figure that one out. Maybe we can ask somebody here.
I mean, shoot, we wait 2 weeks sometimes for him to come back.
That's
so
true.
It's worth it.
Second one's a little questionable, but it's on brand for you, so go ahead, buddy.
All right, I think Texas and Georgia play, on my bracket, they play twice this year. I think Texas is number 8.
Wait, in the bracket they play twice this year?
Well, when they play in the regular season.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, come on.
But no, we're just asking for your 8 and 9 matchup, though.
Well, he's saying Texas is his 8.
Is
If
8.
they play Georgia.
And then,
He actually, I got where he's going.
Okay.
I got Miami at 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe David had Miami in his bracket, too.
Really?
if I'm
Am
not
I
mistaken.
missing something? Is Miami back?
Oh, I mean,
Let's not get carried away, but good quarterback, Cam Ward, right?
yeah, Cam
Oh,
Ward.
that's-
Cam Ward,
that's right.
yeah. Mario Cristobal's kind of coached for his job a little bit, but hey.
Cool.
I don't think any of our brackets are going to be correct anyways.
sure,
but
yeah.
my top 4, well, I think 2 out of my top 4 have a really good opportunity of being the correct seeds, Georgia and Oregon.
Yeah.
But then having UCF, that's a little bit of a flyer there. And then North Carolina, the only reason I'm going North Carolina to win the ACC is because they have a very favorable schedule, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about yesterday, only 3 current coaches, Jay, that have won national championships. Who are they?
3 current coaches.
One of them you definitely should.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirby.
Okay, that's one.
Who won last year?
Michigan. But was that
He's not
Harbaugh?
current.
No, who was the Michigan coach? Oh,
Yeah, it
He
was
was,
Harbaugh,
but
but
he's not current.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's 3. So there's Kirby.
Yeah.
There's the school he just mentioned,
What did you just mention?
UNC.
Oh, UNC.
But I doubt you know who the coach is.
Zach
Yeah.
Brown.
Used to be at
Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
Actually, was a local coach here back in the day as well. I think Coach Shell knows him pretty
Max
well.
seems like a cool dude, man.
Yeah. So, okay, so you got, and then who's the third one? If you look at David's shirt and his folder, it'll give you the answer.
Miami.
His folder was purple.
Purple. Kansas State.
Purple and
It ain't in North Carolina.
purple and orange.
Purple and ooh. Those are terrible colors.
I hope Linda's not listening.
at Clemson.
Yes,
Okay.
Dabo
Oh, that's
Sweeney.
right.
Dabo Sweeney.
Who is it?
Clemson has
he's,
purple?
he's given, yeah. Clemson definitely has purple. He's given up, though.
That's like their primary color. Yeah, he doesn't no
He's like,
transfer portal.
it's like basically you're saying you can't compete and you want to have an excuse, so you're taking a moral ground. Give me a break. And I think it's ridiculous. I'd be so mad if I was a Clemson fan because you build up that program and it's, yeah, the rules changed.
Yeah.
You may not like it, but
Adapt or
that's
die.
how you play the game now. So it's insane.
Yeah, no doubt. Jay, real quick, go through. I know we did it yesterday, but we got Keith here, and I want him to hear everybody's picks thus far.
All right, so number 1, I've got Georgia playing FSU number 4.
That schedule's gonna be tough
Wait,
for
what?
Georgia to be one.
Oh, wait, you talking about this?
No, you don't.
Yeah, who are your top 4 seeds?
Oh, Georgia, Ohio State's 2, Utah is 3, and then FSU is 4.
Okay, 5.
5 is Colorado.
Okay, 6.
6 is Alabama.
Okay, 7.
So,
You're getting the pattern.
Yeah.
Just 1 through 12.
Oregon is 7. 8 is Texas. 9
It's in that same
is
one.
Miami.
You just said it.
There you
yeah.
go.
10 is Missouri.
Did y'all already do 10, or is he also giving a spoiler?
We've done.
Oh, you done one side of the bracket.
Yeah,
All right.
well, we've done the 12 picks.
Gotcha.
And now we're gonna complete each bracket.
11 is LSU, and then the number 12 sneaking in is going to be Boise State.
Nice.
The Broncos. That's that group of 5 spot. All right, T. Hayes.
I got Georgia at 1, Oregon at 2, North Carolina at 3, Central Florida at 4, Bama at 5, Ohio State at 6, Ole Miss at 7, Texas at 8, Oklahoma State at 9, Miami at 10, Missouri at 11, and Memphis at 12.
There you go.
Can they cap? Do we know how many? What's the most teams from a conference that can get in? Is there
Probably
a rule?
11.
Yeah, I don't think there's a rule. It's just the top 4 seeds are your top 4 ranked
You
conference
got that like
champions
small
from
school that gets in,
and
right?
then you get they got 1 spot guaranteed for a group of 5.
Right, that's
Now
cool.
there could be another group of 5
Right,
based
yeah,
on the
yeah.
rankings, but the chances of that are probably pretty slim. But so yeah, basically your 4 conference champions that are the highest seed, and then 1 group of 5 that'll slide in. Everything else is how they determine
card,
the rankings.
yeah.
Absolutely. But I have Oregon 1, Bama 2, NC State 3, Kansas 4, Georgia 5. Let's see, Ohio State 6, Texas 7, Missouri 8, Notre Dame 9, Ole Miss 10, Utah 11, and the Liberty Flames, even though they don't play any Power 4 teams, coming in at number 12. All right, Jay, gotta go quick. Let's just get it to the nationals, the second round.
Okay.
All right, so go to the top of your bracket. 8 versus 9. Who do you got advancing?
Texas.
All right.
Say you told us that.
Versus Miami, yeah.
David, who do you got advancing out of the 8-9 spot?
Texas.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And then I've got Missouri beating Notre Dame there. Notre Dame got in, but then they get out quick. All right.
So he doesn't really think God's a Catholic. It was just in case.
Just in case. I love that.
It's a hedge. It's a hedge. All right. 6, or let's go 7 and 10, Jay. First, who do you got and who you picking?
I've got Oregon and Missouri, and I'm going to go with Oregon.
I think that's a smart move if that matchup does actually happen. D. Hayes?
Which seed are we doing again?
7 and 10.
Ooh, Ole Miss and Miami. Oh, man, that's tough. I'll go, I'll use some SEC bias here to make it easy and go Ole Miss.
Those new Ole Miss jerseys are fly.
There's a lot of
Powder
new,
blues. Those
Yep.
are sharp, man.
Absolutely. Reminds me of the Chargers old
Yeah,
powder
that's
blues.
exactly what I
The LT powder blue jersey was a sweet one. I've got Texas and Ole Miss. Man, I think Ole Miss is just going to be destined to play Bama again in the second round. So, all right. Jay,
Yes.
6 and 11.
All right, I've got Alabama versus LSU, and I'm going to say Alabama moves on in the college football playoff.
That would be the second time they played that year, too, Jay.
That's it.
Got a whole bunch of rematches, man. I love it.
Yes, sir.
D. Hayes, what you got?
I got Ohio State and Missouri, and I'm not going to go with the SEC bias here. I've got Ohio State moving on.
He's not going to do what everybody thinks he's going to do.
Yes.
And flip out.
Yeah, I've got Ohio State and Utah, and I've got Ohio State moving right along. All right, Jay, 5 and 12.
Number 5 and number 12 in my bracket, Colorado and Boise State. I say Colorado moves on.
Boise.
Colorado moves
You're
on.
drinking the primetime Kool-Aid.
I am.
You and everybody else,
Yeah.
they're doctoring up
I
those
drank it
dart
last year,
videos.
and then it just got bitter at the middle of the season.
Amen to that.
Yeah,
Alan called that, though, if you remember.
Oh, yeah. Like, the hype. I mean, you can hype something up, but if, you still have to have the action on the
Yeah,
field.
right,
But
exactly.
I've got Georgia and Liberty. Obviously, Georgia moving on. David Hayes, I don't think I asked your 5 and 12 there.
Bama beating Memphis.
Bama beating Memphis. All right, we got enough time. We'll keep it going, Jay.
Hideki withdrew, and he was
Did
leading.
he? He was leading.
Yeah.
Adam Scott's leading now.
Wow, sorry.
No, that's good. That's
Shocked
good.
to see that.
That's interesting.
That's what the TV's for, baby.
Ah, boom, boom. Let's see. Scherzer scratch from Friday's rehab assignment.
There you go.
Just read the ticker, bro.
Yes, there you go. That'll be the show from now on. We're just reading the ticker. It's on
Maybe throw
repeat.
some
too.
guitar like in the middle of that?
Absolutely. Play a little
Sure.
backing music. All right, Jay. Start in the upper left-hand side of the bracket with your matchup against the number 1 seed. Who do you got? Who's advancing? Go quick.
All right, I've got Georgia advancing over Texas.
Okay. David?
Georgia advancing over Texas.
I've got Oregon advancing over Missouri. All right, stay in that same side, Jay. Who do you got? Who's advancing?
Those Knolls are going to beat the Buffaloes.
He knows his audience.
That's, yeah, he's a hometown guy. He always plays to the crowd.
I got Bama beating UCF, and that would be like the third time Bama and Georgia play in the same season.
There you go. I've got Georgia beating Kansas as the 5th seed, beating the 4th seed. All right, Jay, on the other side of the bracket, who you got? Who is advancing?
Great game here. Oregon versus Ohio State, and Oregon advances.
Another Big Ten matchup.
Yep.
Another rematch again.
Yep.
David?
I'm going to have Oregon taking care of business against Ole Miss.
Okay. I'm going to have Ole Miss taking care of business against Bama.
Ooh.
All right, Jay. Who is next on your little spot there?
Here's my upset. I know that Utah and Alabama are playing in my bracket, and Utah comes in and beats Alabama to make it to the top 4.
The Final Four.
The Final Four.
Some might say. There you go. David?
I've got Ohio State beating North Carolina.
And I've got
Oregon and Ohio State for the third time.
For the third time. And
Wow.
it may happen.
That would be pretty weird and poetic with what they're doing, right?
No doubt,
especially pros at that point.
Yep, absolutely. I've got NC State and Ohio State, and I've got Ohio State knocking down Grayson McCall and the Wolfpack there. All right, Jay. Real quick, you got the two national semifinals going to the national championship. Start with the left, then go with the right. Do both.
All right. I will go. You can't write this script. You can't write this script up. I think FSU comes back and beats Georgia.
He's a homer
to go into the national championship game.
Man, I just don't see any chance of that. But hey, that's what this is for.
And I think Oregon beats Utah, and so I've got an FSU Oregon.
Ooh, a little rematch of what? 20?
Probably 2014, first year of the college football playoff, and Oregon absolutely waxed Florida State.
That was the year after they won the title, right?
Yeah. So I'm taking FSU in that they're going to be champions.
Who won that national title, Ryan, that year?
Oregon.
No, I'm talking about the year you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, Auburn lost to Florida State in what was it, 23?
Oh, that was the year before. You're right.
So and that they were up, and then they slopped back to defense and just let it slide.
Because Auburn played Oregon in a BCS national title game.
That was Cam, right?
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking. So my bad.
But anyway, so who do you got? India?
FSU
beating Oregon in the national championship. All right, David. I know we got to go real quick now.
I got Oregon and Ohio State playing. I'm going to take Ohio State to beat Oregon for the first time that year, and then Georgia and Bama, I'm undecided.
For the first time that year.
Yeah, for the first time that year. I've got Oregon beating Georgia. I've got Ohio State beating Ole Miss, and I've got Oregon winning the national championship, as I've been saying that and sticking with that one.
I like it.
See, I got Georgia and Bama split in the regular season, or once, Bama winning in the regular season, Georgia winning in the SEC championship game. Ah, man. I'll say Georgia and Ohio State.
Oh, there you go. All this work, and it's pretty much the same that it's been. But we got to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, it'll be time for our Afternoon Delight debrief. You listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your touchdown headquarters for the Mosley Dolphins and the Auburn Tigers.
Touchdown, Auburn!
Plus, premier college and NFL games.
Touchdown! Incredible!
Your source for the most live football on the Gulf Coast in a rich audio experience.
ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms and very light showers and a high of 88 with a moderate breeze out of the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms and light sprinkles with lows around 75. Tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms and light rain and a temperature near 88. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
You owe the IRS back taxes, and dealing with the IRS stresses you out. Fortunately, IRS Problem Relief can help you resolve back taxes and represent you to the IRS so you don't have to face them alone. Last year, IRS Problem Relief saved clients drowning in tax debt. And IRS Problem Relief is a local company right here in Panama City, not some 800 number where you can never talk to the same person twice. Put those problems behind you so you can focus on moving forward. Call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief, 850-784-8176. For a free consultation, call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief. It's 850-784-8176 or visit irsproblemrelief.com.
Broadcast Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
Have a quick stretch first.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
Must have pulled something playing hoops last week.
And Jay Henley.
I know you're not putting that rock up from here. You ain't got no J.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe along the beautiful Forgotten Coast. Big football matchup over there at Wakulla. But you can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow, all those wonderful things. Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. If you want to listen to that Mosley Dolphins Rutherford game tonight and you're not driving in your car and you don't have a handheld radio at the game, you have to have the app. You can find that where, Jay?
On the Google Play or Apple Store.
And you have to search
104.3.
And then the rest of it pops up right there on that first page. Also got to give a big shout out to our studio sponsor. That is Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. You can find them at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. 24s are going out for those 25s to come in. Great rates, new great opportunities for you to trade in your car. Values are still high. If you want to get that tax write-off, Jay, how many pounds does it have to be over?
6,000.
6,000 pounds. 3 tons, some might say. How many pounds in a ton?
2,000.
There's some things that he just knows.
Yeah,
pretty
random.
impressive.
That's crazy.
It's not really random. It's fairly common knowledge, but...
How many feet in a mile?
5,000...
280?
Right.
Yeah, 5,280. Yep, 5,280 all day long. But if you want to get... They got several of those over 6,000-pound vehicles there. So if you're looking for that 90% tax write-off in the first year, you just head over to Bill Kramer, GM, and they'll make it easy. And what, Jay?
Take great care of you.
Great care of you, no doubt. Speaking of taking great care, although today's not the best day to be out there on the water, a little breezier, a lot of white caps in the bay, but you can head over to KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They sell the new boats, Seabourn, Spider, Sundance, and Skeeter. You can check out all that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They're also a Yamaha outboard full-line dealer, Yamaha Master Certified mechanics on staff. They got great mobile service. They'll come to you to get you back out onto the water ASAP. Right there, the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street, the mecca of boat and car dealerships. 2 local legends behind the glass back there now. The 2 gentlemen calling the Mosley-Rutherford game tonight. That is DJ Davey Crockett, but we know him as David Hayes. And then Kyle Wright. They'll be in the booth coming up tonight. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Brian Haddad and who's joining Brian?
Coach Andy
That's
Siegel.
right. I should have known that. Yes. Coach Siegel and Brian Haddad giving you the pregame. That's going to be from 6 until about 10 minutes before the kickoff at 7 p.m. Get there early. Big game coming up tonight at Tommy Oliver Stadium. ESPN Northwest Florida. Golf tip of the week. I like that. You got another one?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Your earlier tip of the week was so good.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What do you guys want to do? You want to do Afternoon Delight debriefs, or we want to talk a little bit more fantasy football, maybe some NFL action? What do you guys want to do? You call it, Jay. You're busy on that phone. You got a lot going on?
No, instead, I'm trying to find
Griffin. He figured out how to find him on his phone instead of his computer.
Oh, no, you didn't, David Hayes.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I don't have anything.
It's a great hat, by the way.
Let's do football.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I can find some stuff, but Keith's in studio, so we might as well talk football.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm ready.
How do you feel about the Brandon Ayuk situation? How does this end?
Ayuk's a Niner.
I think so, too.
I think Ayuk and Trent Williams are both Niners. I just think that the Niners are standing firm, and they're just going to kind of wait this thing till the end. Would I have liked him to not do this all preseason? Yeah, absolutely. But, and if he does go, you know what? Maybe it just wasn't a good fit. But I just don't see where he goes at this point. They still say Pittsburgh's still in the mix, but who's
after watching Fields and Wilson the other night, he was like, you know what? I'll pass.
Oh man, that's it's going to be interesting. And maybe I think somebody said it on their show yesterday that this might be the first year Tomlin does not go 500 in his career. But
we've been saying that for a long time,
and then it keeps happening. Last year they were 500 on the nose, right? If I'm not
can't be 500 no more.
Oh, you can't? Oh, because there's
17 games.
Well, with a tie, right? Technically.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah.
You could be, and one. And that would give you the percentage. Yeah, that's true. Jay?
Yes.
What do you think?
I'm looking at the Dolphins' regular season schedule.
Yeah,
But don't draft any of their fantasy.
Yeah, no.
No.
Some of the
Stay
winners out there.
away.
Stay away from the Dolphins, one of the highest powered offenses out there. But yeah, no, I mean, I just want it to be done at this point, whether he's on the team or not, and I just want to know if I have to get Liam and Beth new jerseys.
Oh, I forgot.
Hopefully I don't, but if I do.
Is that Liam's favorite player, too?
I think his true favorite player is been George Kittle since he was little. But yeah, he just...
His move at the draft last year, drafting Ayuk and then putting on the jersey, he's a showman.
Yeah, he is. He does like to. He is a showman. He's a interesting player. He'll be at the draft on Sunday. He's looking forward to drafting his Inside Drive team and competing against Jay. And
Oh, yeah.
I just said I cannot do worse than Jay. If I do worse than Jay,
I'm going to give you some grief.
Yeah.
Well, considering I'm bringing Sailor, my 1-year-old golden retriever,
really?
she's going to pick for me Sunday night.
Did we clear this by
I don't know.
PCB Hobby?
Yeah,
No,
I got to check with PCB Hobby.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was all excited. I haven't met Sailor yet.
Yeah, she's rambunctious. She's a sweet
she'll
girl.
have. I mean,
She's a sweet
I
girl.
really do.
But yeah, you probably
Could say she's a service dog, I guess.
Yeah.
And no one
I'm just
would doubt the need for you to have a service dog, but
Girl, go pick my number 1 draft.
she
Go.
probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, she was really well trained when she was in the studio last time, so I'm sure you've trained her to pick fantasy football picks as well.
She loves your cords. Yeah.
We did read the story about the dog that, or the insurance policy, weirdest claims, the dog that ate all the grill brush bristles.
We did. Oh, my gosh.
And you get one of those in your foot or your hand, you can't get them out. Imagine eating them.
Right.
That's crazy.
Do you have pet insurance, Keith?
We don't, but we are considering. You know, my wife's in insurance, and she said she remembers when she first started seeing it, and a lot of companies were wanting it. You know, being like, this is ridiculous, but like we had an emergency vet recently. When you get that $800 bill, you're going, yeah, maybe I should have some pet insurance.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to get some kind of surgery or something like that, it can definitely pay off. But
Absolutely.
it's one of those things, insurance, you know.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have it, but do you want to have it? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I mean, some of them you actually
Oh,
have to
yeah.
have.
No, trust me.
If you're driving around, Jay Henley, make sure you have car insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's a state law.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you know, technically, in order to get vehicle registration, you do have to show proof of insurance.
Yes, you do.
That's important. All right, Jay, we'll ask you, and then I'll ask Keith.
Okay.
Which division do you think has the best quarterbacks right now? Here, I'll let you know the quarterbacks in the division because let's see if you can guess. All right, we'll start with your favorite, AFC East. Buffalo Bills.
Josh Allen.
Miami Dolphins.
Tua.
New England Patriots. This one might stump you.
Yeah.
Are you going starter or like who probably will be their QB?
Their starter.
Okay. So
Right
Jacoby
now.
Brissett.
Yeah.
Dorset.
Jacoby Brissett.
Dorset. That's a classic.
I mean, I mumble, so
That's good.
he might have got
And
it.
then New York Jets.
Don't know.
You know, he's a conspiracy theorist.
Ayahuasca.
Used to play for the Packers.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Hallucinogens.
Oh, that's right.
We learned
That's
about that on that
right.
show.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that you got that.
Okay.
That's the AFC East. We'll do it by conference.
Okay.
So I don't want you to get too confused. All right, AFC North. Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he can hear the whisper through the radio and stuff. Yeah, you gotta go. Oh, Cincinnati Bengals. You got this.
You know that one.
Burrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's 2. Cleveland Browns.
No chance.
Come on. Loves a massage.
No
Real
chance.
piece
Still-
of garbage. Like real piece of garbage.
Played at that team with the purple and the orange.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence.
No, that's okay. I mean, he did there.
Yeah.
He didn't, get in trouble.
But where's
He
Lawrence?
actually
He's in
won the
Jacksonville,
first
right?
Clemson national championship.
Yeah.
Deshaun.
That doesn't help him.
Oh, that does not help.
Yeah. And I was confused last year because you had Joe Flacco, DTR,
Oh, God.
several other people. that came-
Rotating
Yeah, I think they
list.
had 4,
It was
but
insane.
but yeah, I think they're looking to move DTR as well. All right, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We don't know the
is it-
starter.
Yeah, okay, let's say it's Justin Fields that ends up being the starter. So that's
Okay.
your division.
All right.
You remember that. All right. AFC South. Houston Texans. You should certainly know this.
Oh, yeah. Rookie.
It's not a
from
rookie
last
anymore.
year.
Yeah, from last year, yeah.
You got it.
Oh, I can't even think of his name.
That's why we're doing this. So you can remember. All these exercises, I'm not trying to poke fun. I'm trying to train
His first
your
name's
brain.
CJ. What's
Yeah.
his last name?
Oh, Stroud.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts.
Florida Gator, drafted last year.
Got hurt.
Got a
2
really-
concussions, like back to back almost, then hurt his shoulder at the end of the year.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Anthony Richardson.
Richardson, there you
Okay,
go.
so you got Stroud, Richardson, And then who's the Jags quarterback? You've already said it.
Trevor.
Trevor Lawrence. Who's the backup to Trevor Lawrence? Fun fact. 2021 Pro Bowler.
Played at Bama, won a national
was
title.
The backup to Trevor. Mac Jones.
Okay.
Just because we don't, this show ends at 1.
Right.
Tennessee Titans. Who's their quarterback? Has mayo scented cologne. Puts mayo in his coffee. Huge sponsorship from Duke's Mayo.
Don't know.
Has a smoke show for I don't know if his girlfriend, fiance, what it is.
Well, when you're a big Mayo fan,
Played at
that's kind of
Kentucky.
how it works.
Spells his name really weird too. I mean, who spells Will W-I-L?
Oh, Levis.
No, I'm surprised you knew.
Yeah.
All right. And then the AFC West. They just named this gentleman the starter for the Denver Broncos.
He's on the TV screen.
No, he's not. Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah. Bo Nix. Yeah.
I really think he's going to have a
That
decent
was
year.
clutch, Jay.
That was, wasn't it?
Good thing we got the TV in here. Thanks,
things
Randy.
just work out.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes.
Okay, Las Vegas Raiders. We talked about
You know
this the
this
other
guy.
day.
Played in Jacksonville. He's a legend. Played at Ole Miss.
We just talked about him.
Did we?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah. What
A lot of older
LSU Jeff
women
was
like to
asking
go in
about
their
him.
backyard and garden.
Ho?
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Minshew.
So we can move off of that.
There you go.
quickly. And then the Los Angeles Chargers.
They just announced him as the starter. I can't.
No, he had a boo
Come on,
boo
you know
during
him.
preseason.
You got this. He went to Oregon.
He was a duck. That's not going to help
Oh,
him
no.
at all.
No, go ahead.
Justin Herbert.
Okay.
I was going to say Hebert just to confuse
Yeah.
you. Guy Hebert, great goaltender. Yes, Justin Herbert is the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback.
Gotcha.
All right, so if you can remember that,
Yeah.
which AFC division of quarterbacks do you think is the best?
Individually, I'll go Tua.
No, which division do you think?
Oh,
is the
which
best?
division?
And that's also the team you told everybody not to draft from, but they have the individually the best
Psychological warfare.
But I agree with you. I would agree with you with that division. I think that division has the
AFC
best
South.
group as the AFC East.
Or AFC East.
Yeah. Because you got Josh Allen, Tua, Jacoby Brissett, and then Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to have a mate?
How are you defining it though? Because for me, if one
However you
division,
wanna define
okay,
it.
well then if one division has Mahomes and Herbert, I'm taking that division.
Yeah.
It could be me and you at QB at the other teams.
Yeah.
That's the best quarterbacks to
Yeah.
me in the conference.
That's fair.
CJ Stroud has a chance, I think, to move up that to where Herbert did because Herbert had a very similar season to Stroud did last year. His rookie year, he followed it up. I am curious to see if CJ Stroud is able to be as good.
Yeah.
Not that he's not great. I know he's great. But
Absolutely,
I mean,
but that's
growing pains.
Once you've set the expectations, now it's sometimes it's a little harder.
You're not
to,
surprising anybody.
There's film on
Yep.
you, all that good stuff. Yeah, I think that's fair. Mahomes and Herbert. I mean, and even
But the best group, I think, is definitely AFC, especially once Drake May gets in there, like from a talent
Yep,
standpoint.
yep.
I think they all have a very talented quarterback.
from top to bottom,
Yeah.
probably, yeah. Because the AFC North, Deshaun Watson, what is he? And then the Steelers is in such a
And
shambles.
you got
but
their two best QBs. Can they stay healthy?
Yep.
Because the answer is sometimes maybe.
no doubt. So you're going with the East. You're going with the West. I think I'll go with the East too in that one.
All right.
All right. Let's play the exercise again. Then we're going to move to the National Football Conference. All right, you ready? We'll start with the AFC East.
Or NFC.
Yes, thank you. The NFC East.
Look at you on your toes.
He's paying attention. He's paying attention.
I am.
All right, Dallas Cowboys.
Dude.
I can't think of it.
Mississippi State. Got mugged right here. David witnessed it in Panama City Beach.
What's Dak's last name? You know-
Prescott.
There you go. The New York Football Giants. Danny Nichols.
Oh, yeah. Danny, what's his, Danny Dimes. Danny,
Danny Dimes.
I don't know his last name, though.
Like Indiana.
Keeping up with the...
Jones.
Oh, I like that better. I was going to say Indiana.
Yeah.
No, that's good too. That's good too. I just thought of the state initially. All right, there you go. Danny Jones. Philadelphia Eagles.
Help me.
You know this makes so
Alabama.
much commercial?
Who?
Jalen
Hurts.
That boy.
Thank you. I just know their last names on their jerseys.
He knows the last name.
Yeah, last names are on their jerseys.
Well, then give me the last name. I don't care about the first
In
name.
week one.
Well, I'm saying, if you pause, I'll give you the first name. We'll see how many you get right of the rest of these.
Yeah.
All right. Washington Commanders. Rookie quarterback out of LSU. Also played at Arizona State.
Jaden
Daniels.
Hey!
It's like word association.
It is. That's amazing.
It's funny. It's not in there until you give them the hint. All right. So you got, and there you got Prescott, Jones, Hurts, and Daniels. NFC North, Chicago Bears. We've talked about this.
Number one pick in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb.
Caleb Williams,
There you go. There you go. Good job. Detroit Lions. Played at Cal.
His last name sounds a lot like the sport that you work in and it's your job.
Oh, golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it?
See, this is why it's so fun. You get to do word association.
I can't remember his first name.
Jared.
Yeah. Thanks.
Subway Man.
Yeah.
There you go. Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions.
Nobody wants to be compared to Subway Man.
No. He's still hanging out in the clean.
If you don't know that, don't go down that Google search.
I watched a
stuff.
documentary
it's
on
dark.
that one. It's not good. Special place in you-know-where for people like that. Green Bay Packers. Who's their...
Is it Love?
Yeah.
All right.
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick. And then last but not least, the Minnesota Vikings. This may be a little tougher for you. Their rookie draft pick got injured, his meniscus.
It's not. I was going to say, started with the Jets, went to the Panthers, played with Ryan
one season with the Niners. He learned a lot from Brock Purdy.
Sam's his first name.
Oh, man. Sam.
Not Travis Darno, but Sam
Darno.
No. I can't give you
You just gave him the whole answer.
I can't give you the whole entire name.
No, I don't know.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold, thank you.
Played at USC.
Yes.
He was a Trojan. So that rounds out your NFC North. All right. NFC South. This is your former conference. You got this. Atlanta Falcons. Come on. We talked about his playlist yesterday.
Kirk Cousins.
Carolina Panthers. Alabama. Heisman Trophy winner. National champion.
Bryce.
Bryce.
Not old, but
new.
Young.
That's fair. Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
New Orleans Saints. And Travis calls him all the
Carr.
time. Yes.
Yeah,
Carr.
know that one,
That's my boy.
And then last but not least, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Why do I feel...
He's good in the kitchen.
Good in the kitchen.
Like literally his first and last.
Doesn't like to fry. He prefers to...
Oh, Baker Mayfield.
There you go.
Thank you.
All Mayfield appliances. I'm like literally.
Smartest man alive.
Yeah, you really are. All right. Arizona Cardinals in the NFC West. Stay in your lane. Arizona Cardinals, NFC West.
We just talked about.
Yeah,
I said
we did.
he was somebody I really like this year.
If he can stay
Smaller
healthy.
QB.
He started with a W?
No.
Okay.
Kyler.
He was drafted by the Oakland Athletics as well. Yeah, Kyler Murray. All right, Los Angeles Rams. You should definitely know
Go
this
Dogs.
one, being the Georgia fan you are.
Oh, Stafford.
There you go,
Yeah.
Matt Stafford. Seattle Seahawks. Played
That's
at
a
West
tough one.
Virginia.
Gino.
Oh, Gino.
Not Ariema.
Maybe the most common name in America.
In America, yes, because in the world it's
I can't
Muhammad.
Geno Smith.
Yep.
Geno Smith. And then last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers. If you get this wrong, I am disowning you.
Williams coming in and punching you right in the testicles.
Brock Purdy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So give me who you think is the best division of quarterbacks in the NFC.
Man, there's so many good ones, but if I had to pick, let's go Brock Purdy.
Division, Jay. We just did this exercise.
Oh, yeah,
and you
yeah,
said
yeah.
the same thing
Yeah,
last
that's right.
time.
All right.
And Brock Purdy is not the best
So NFC
quarterback
West.
in the NFC.
Let's go NFC West.
NFC West, huh? Kyler, Stafford, Geno, and Brock. All right. All right. This one's a little tougher from top to bottom, in my opinion, but what do you think, Keith? Because there's like a good quarterback in every one of them. Some have two, but then there's just such a strong drop-off.
I mean, if
elsewhere.
we're going, to me, like
you
again,
did
talent
last time,
overall,
yeah.
it's NFC North. I think Caleb Williams is generational. Jared Goff has obviously proven he can play at a high level in the NFL. I'd feel better if J.J. McCarthy was the other person, no offense to Sam Darnold. And Jordan Love, I mean, he looked a lot like young Aaron Rodgers in that Green Bay offense last year. And what's scary, and I don't think talked about enough, is I mean, he had four receivers that were either a rookie or a second-year guy, and he's flinging it all over the field.
Yeah.
So I really like that division.
All right, I'm going to go with the NFC East. Just taking that fourth team out of there with Dak, Hurts, and what Jaden Daniels' upside could be. I think that's currently the best. But I would say for me, close second, NFC North, and then the West. It's
We don't want to just say the NFC South. I mean, you get Carr,
Cousins,
I'm kidding.
Young, and Baker. You know, it's not bad. bad.
It's not great.
No, it's
not
great.
after Bryce's rookie year.
Yeah,
so.
but hey, only one place to go is up, right, Jay? Or you could just stay in the same spot and be bad again. But we got to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll have our good friend on the line, Aaron Bearden, when we get back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Mike Greenberg.
The CD Lamb of it all. He's going to get hurt. He will show up the week before the first game. Oh, you know what? We're going to have him on the field. Boom, it's a hamstring. I saw it with Darrelle Revis. I'll never forget it. He's chasing Randy Moss. Next thing you know, he's grabbing his hamstring. His whole season was defined by that injury. It's 3 weeks. Now he's coming back. Oh, now he's aggravated it. Now he's coming back. This is what happens when skill position players miss this much game.
Greeny. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. The rest of the day, a likelihood of thunderstorms and some sun and a temperature of 88 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the east-northeast. A chance of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight and warm near 75. Partly sunny in the morning, but otherwise a likelihood of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 90 and a possibility of thunderstorms Sunday. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's here again, Toyota's national sales event. And this month at Panama City Toyota, you can get 1.99% APR plus 90 days until you make your first payment on the new Tundra. With its twin turbo engine and towing power, Tundra is ready to work hard and play even harder. Get style for miles in the all-new Camry, explore the great outdoors in a new RAV4, or discover the new totally redesigned Tacoma. See you soon at our national sales event.
Offer expires September 3rd. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Live from the 19th hole.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
It's the Inside Drive from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
The price is wrong.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is one of the more disappointing moments from the show today. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You know who's more disappointed than me? Our guest now in this 20-minute segment, because you got a little distracted and you didn't play us a guitar intro Jay.
I know.
So Aaron can't guess what song you played.
Yikes!
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
No. I had to use some
See,
background.
he's very disappointed. You need to apologize to Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron.
All right, Aaron.
That wasn't Jay playing first of the month there on the guitar.
If it was, I was. It sounded just like the real thing.
Boy.
But yes, it is Friday. We've got our good friend Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports Cards on the line. Aaron, how are you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic. College football gets underway tomorrow. We got Friday night, high school lights tonight. And then, of course, NFL season 2 weeks from yesterday getting going. But, yeah, we went over there. Me and Liam went to our first live big break. And just a fun time, exciting stuff. And I've always watched it online or watched it after the fact. But, Aaron, tell everybody about, the big break and a lot of great football products in this past one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, the highlight for everybody involved, Ryan. We had Ryan and Liam here live. It's like having celebrities.
Yeah, we had there was a line of people at the door, Jay. We just had to walk right past.
I hear you.
We didn't have time for autographs.
I know.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. Should get them next time. No, it's great. The big break it's a monthly thing we do. We alternate for baseball, football month to month. And we basically throw a lot of products together, a lot of great hobby boxes and memorabilia boxes. And it's a random team break. So everybody pays in the same amount. You get a random team from the league, and we crack them open, and you get everything associated with that team, whether it's a card, autograph card, or like a signed helmet, signed ball, signed jersey, any of that.
Absolutely.
So, a lot of fun, a lot of chances to hit something really, really nice.
And it's cool because you don't have to buy, if you want to buy one of these hobby boxes, and these are higher end hobby boxes, so, if you just want to buy in for a lot less and still have a really good chance to get some awesome cards, it's a much more affordable way to get into the action there, that's for sure. And we had a couple spots, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we mix up the products so it's not all just the same year. Because a lot of people online that'll do breaks, you'll get in it, and it's just, let's say 2023 product. Well, if it's the NFL, certain teams just didn't have a big rookie in 2023 that you're looking for. So you kind of get that disappointed feeling at the very beginning. You're like, oh, I got the, whoever's. You're like, well, they don't really have anybody. So we mixed it up, and this break we had stuff from 2019 up to 2023 and even 2024 rookies in there. So kind of didn't matter. Every team had a chance at something good, and a lot of really good cards came out.
Yeah, absolutely. It was we had the Cowboys, the Steelers, and the Bears, and I let Liam choose once we got our draws which team he wanted to go with, and he ended up picking the Cowboys, and he got an auto numbered relic Deuce Vaughn, which was a pretty cool rookie card from last year. So that was exciting. But the big breaks, like I said, just a great opportunity to get some really, really good cards if you don't want to spend the money to buy the whole box yourself.
Sure, and you can come and hang out in person. It happens after the store closes. We lock the doors. The only people in are the people buying into the break. And you watch it live. And then afterwards, there's usually a good, fun kind of party vibe. We did another break just for the people in here at a big, big discount. And so it's kind of an incentive to come hang out and watch it. You can take your cards home right
Do you see any trades afterwards, like with people? If, for instance, somebody...
Absolutely. Yeah. They're your cards, so sure. And if you can't come watch it in person, it is streamed live on our YouTube channel. We're instant replay. Right, you can find that from our Facebook page or website. And you can watch it from anywhere. Go back and watch it later even.
And I've done that a few times. It's kind of fun because you can just kind of fly right.
I can watch rips all day.
Yeah, because it's exciting. Even if it's not a card you're getting, it's just cool to see, especially these products because they just make some really, really, really cool cards nowadays.
Yeah, we got the short end of that stick with the cards, when we were growing up.
a little
cardboard.
Yeah, a little simpler than the high produced era.
Yeah, go check it out. Yeah, we are at Instant Replay Sports Cards on YouTube. And you can go see this week's break. There was at least one really, really big card that came out that everybody was talking about. So go check it out, watch it, and have some fun with it.
Aaron, have you ever had a professional athlete come in your store and ask for their card? I know it's kind of a random question, if you will.
Actually, yes, we have.
Really?
It's happened more than once.
Who wouldn't?
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you not?
Yeah, I mean, I would too. I didn't know if,
I'd buy every video game I'm on, you name it.
We actually had one come in, and he came in with someone that we knew who was a customer, and we didn't recognize the athlete at first. He's a retired player. And but the other fella came in and was just sort of asking us if we had the guy's cards. And I think kind of just, jokingly seeing what we would say about the guy. And all we really said was like, yeah, we know who he is and probably have some cards of him, but, nothing in hand. Well, then he pointed out, hey, he's here. And so we dug out a few things, and he signed all of them for us and took some pictures and all that.
That's
really
cool.
Nice. It was you got Jim Presley, who played for the Mariners and the Padres back in like the 80s and 90s.
I have some of his cards.
Yeah, he was a good ball player, and he's proud of the fact he got to play with Ken Griffey Jr. and Tony Gwynn. So, great opportunity if you're a ball player of any kind. Man, you get to play with those kind of Hall of Famers and legends. It's just kind of cool to be around.
Yeah. Just to make it to the top level of any sport is pretty impressive in itself. Aaron, I know we kind of talked last week on an off topic. I sent the picture of that one-of-one Olympic auto with LeBron, Curry, and Durant. But you were kind of telling me some story, kind of how this card collecting has shifted from it used to be like this community thing, but now like you get these people that are going to buy all these high-end cards and kind of put the corner on the market. So whereas they could have released 10 of these things, put them in different boxes and stuff, and kind of let the people try to find them. But you kind of elaborate on that a little bit, because I found that very interesting, what you were talking about with kind of what card collecting is in this day and age.
Sure. Yeah, it's changed a lot over the years. We've been doing this 35 years now. And then a lot of people that I meet, a lot of our customers, collectors and all, a lot of them have just been in it the past 2 years or so.
Like me.
So there's a lot in the hobby they haven't seen these sort of cycles. And there was a time when card collecting, like in the 80s and 90s, there was that communal feel. And you guys know, if you were kids buying cards back then, everybody wanted the Upper Deck Ken Griffey rookie, or you wanted the Bo Jackson card with where he's got the shoulder pads and the baseball bat.
The Deion football baseball one.
Yeah, you all were after the same thing. Card collecting has changed a bit in that now, because of serial numbering and a lot of these short prints where they're kind of manufacturing the rarity right there at the printer, now people seem to want something nobody else has. And it's not so much about everybody going after the same card. It's trying to get something that no one else can have. And what that becomes when you start talking about, big spenders and some of your, say, celebrity card collectors and just some of your bigger people, is they can sort of corner the market on some of those things. If there's, 10 of a certain card in existence, there are people that just throw the money out there to buy all 10, and now they have them and they decide what the price is. Or even if they don't have all 10, if they buy 8 or 9, suddenly people who want one of the remaining ones have to pay a lot more for it because now there's only 1 or 2 on the market to choose from. So it's doable in this industry because it is still a relatively low money hobby. When you compare this to jewelry or buying art or something like that, it's a lot fewer people that can corner the market on, say, Vincent van Gogh paintings than can corner the market on Shohei Ohtani cards. When you're talking about big Ohtani cards, you're going to set you back, $20,000 versus paintings that are going to cost you tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
We're ramping up on high school. Can I get a prediction for a Bay High School Arnold matchup this evening?
Man, just left field, huh?
Yeah.
Or the inside, I should say.
I think it is definitely going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen. Come on, give me a prediction.
That is correct.
I didn't grow up in Bay County. I grew up in Gulf County. I can honestly say I've never set foot that I know of in either of those schools.
Okay.
I don't know anything about really local sports, local football. We sponsor a lot of the teams, a lot of the local athletics and all that. But I couldn't tell you who's got the team, who's got the coach, any of that.
Okay.
So Aaron's knowledge of local high school sports is like your knowledge of professional sports.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Aaron, we got Keith Fleming in studio with us. He's always on the line with us on Wednesdays, but he is here in studio. Big card collector himself. Huge.
Yeah, it's a problem. My wife hates it, but I love it.
It's an addiction, some might say.
It definitely is. So I've got several Wemby, Prism, like optic graded rookie cards. Is that something? I rarely get cards graded. I usually will buy a card graded if I really want it, so I don't have the suspense of, what's it going to come back. Is that something you would just hold on to? Is that something with, his upside and stuff? Would you recommend actually getting those graded?
Are they the base or are they?
No. Like it's one. I think I got like 2 Pink Hyper optic graded rookie prisms, a Blue Velocity. Same thing, opted rated rookie prism.
Mm-hmm. If they're numbered, I would probably go that route. If they're like retail stuff, there's going to be so many out there. And with new cards like that, they're pretty much all pretty close to 10s anyway. So it's not adding as much,
right.
But for the sake of, hey, you got the card protected and you know what it is and you know it's never going to get damaged, then yeah, it can be worth it just for that. Because who knows? I mean, if he has a 15-year career, it certainly seems like he is living up to it, to the hype.
Yeah, if he doesn't, I think if he doesn't get injured, he's pretty much just safe of a bet as you can have.
Now, the flip side of that is, as long as you have the cards, if you're just planning on holding them, you can get them graded down the road, and there's not going to be a real, prices of things are going to increase over the years, but it's not going to cost you exponentially more to get that card graded in 5 years when he's a proven perennial all-star and MVP candidate than it would cost right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, yeah. So, I mean, if it's something you're trying to sell right away, then, you know, possibly, yeah. I always tell people, man, with grading, do your research on it. Look at not just what it potentially sells for in that grade, but see how many of them are getting that grade.
Yeah, you can check that with PSA, which is awesome.
You can check it with quite a few of them. Yeah, and I wouldn't go PSA either.
No, I agree. I've had
but that's
bad
just me.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah. And Aaron, I think I've asked you before, which company would you recommend as far as the grading process? And I know PSA is the one that produces the most, they grade the most replica or not authentic cards out there. So I think that's why you guys are saying to stay away.
Sure. Yeah, I would go with SGC.
Yep.
If I'm buying cards that are graded, I feel more confident with the SGC cards that they are what they say they are. Look, you know, PSA, I think by and large, they're trying to do the right thing. It's just, you know, they got so big so quick. A lot of their graders were brand new, and they were kind of rubber stamping things, and still are to some extent.
Inconsistent too, right, with their grading. I've seen where like people will literally show, you know, 2 cards and one's a 10 and the other's a 7. They look basically identical, like centering everything. Yeah.
And there are plenty of people, you can see videos online and stuff of people that'll get PSA cards and show you the grade, crack them out, send them back in, and get a grade that's maybe 3 points, 4 points different.
It's not a good look.
We had a customer a couple of years ago during COVID. He sent 25 cards to PSA, and you can mark on your grading form. You can say, if these cards don't get at least a certain minimum grade, don't even bother grading them. Because sometimes it's just going to take away from the value, or, you know, there can be a lot of reasons why. So he put, if they don't get at least a 7, don't bother grading them. These were all cards from, say, the 90s. They were good-looking cards. He's a knowledgeable collector. So he sent them off. Out of 25 cards, they graded one of them, gave it like an 8, sent it back to him, and said the other 24 were not even good enough to get 7s. So he brought them in one day, and he wanted me to look at him. He said, man, am I losing my eyesight? Am I losing my mind? What's going on? I said, no, these are pretty good-looking cards right here. You know, I don't know what's going on with them. So he waited about 60 days. He sent them back to PSA with no instruction. Of the 24, all 24 of them came back graded higher than 7. Everything was an 8. There were a few 9s and a couple of 10s. So these were cards that 2 months earlier they thought were maybe 6s at best. And now all of a sudden, half of them are 9s and 10s.
Man.
So it's just, they're very, very inconsistent. And when people are talking about, you know, they only want to buy PSA and all, it's like, well, stop and think. When you're spending that big money and you're happy to pay, you know, $500 for this card in PSA, is that card actually a 10, or was that something that was a 6 the first time around that now they gave a 10?
And I feel like that's changing a little bit. That, I mean, yes, still, if you look at just like resale, PSA still have the highest resale value, but it's
really
coming down a little bit.
That's something, I think people repeat that without really checking. If you do the research on it, they really don't sell for more. I'll look up cards all the time and see it's a mix. There's no one company that sells for the most. A lot of it comes down to the card itself, the eye appeal. And if you're talking about eBay, you got to factor in the time of day, who the seller is, what their feedback and their reputation looks like.
Was there any funny business, like especially on auctions and stuff, like people bid it up?
Yeah, how they set their whole auction up, just the presentation of it, the quality of their pictures. I'll see companies that I've never heard of, because there's all the time, you know, guys starting new grading companies out of their garage, and I'll go on and looking up a card for some other reason and go, wait a second, here's, you know, Joe's Grading Company, and their 10 just sold for more than a PSA 10 on the same day. So I think it's a myth people keep repeating without checking it, this idea that PSA always sells for more. The truth is the top 4 or 5 most expensive graded sports cards ever sold were all SGC graded cards.
Oh, wow.
The people who had those, they have the money. If they thought PSA was going to get them more money, they would have gone to PSA.
Yep.
The people who buy those cards, there were PSA versions on the market. They chose to pay more for the SGC version. They knew that it was just a better card.
Good stuff. Good stuff. It's all part of the intricacies of this hobby or addiction, some might call it. But, Aaron, we got about 30 seconds left. I know you got a big weekend coming up over there at Instant Replay.
We do. We got the kids club tonight. Bring those kids out at 6 o'clock. Do some breaks, do some trading, have a lot of fun. Got in-store breaks tomorrow at noon. And then tomorrow night is Hobby Rip Night, 5 p.m. Fun for the whole family. We're going to open up a lot of packs, play some pack wars, do some giveaways, do some trivia. A lot of fun prizes, a lot of fun stuff happening. So come on out and see us. Instant Replay Sports Cards this weekend.
Absolutely. Aaron, we appreciate your time as always, and we love everything you do over there, active in the community, and looking forward to coming by the store sometime soon once again. You guys, you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
You guys do the same. Y'all take care. Everybody listen. Y'all have a good weekend.
Absolutely. Right there in the Stanford Station Shopping Plaza next to Sweet Frog Creamery and Academy Sports and Outdoors. When we get back, Jay, guess what we have to do?
What?
Start our new pick'em for the 2024-25 season. Hopefully David Hayes doesn't beat the brakes off us like he did last year. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back. ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphins!
And Kyle Wright.
And the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
The Mosley Dolphins take on rivals Niceville, Rutherford, and the Bay Tornadoes. Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's here again, Toyota's national sales event. And this month at Panama City Toyota, you can get 1.99% APR plus 90 days until you make your first payment on the new Tundra. With its twin turbo engine and towing power, Tundra is ready to work hard and play even harder. Get style for miles in the all-new Camry, explore the great outdoors in a new RAV4, or discover the new totally redesigned Tacoma. See you soon at our national sales event.
Offer expires September 3rd. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Man, is it hot. Not only is the weather hot, the savings on name brand Western wear at That Boot Store is sizzling. During their 60th anniversary celebration going on now. Shop the hot deals in air conditioning comfort and be amazed at the tremendous selections of Carhartt work clothes and Western wear available at That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 until 5:30. Next to Bill Berkey at 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store where God is good all the time.
The locals love him.
You're gonna love this. You are my favorite. It's my favorite.
Everybody's favorite. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here's what the issue was.
On ride back from Jacksonville, 500 miles from a game we should have won. Man, we ought to burn down that stadium. Thought this year was gonna be ours. Talking too much junk in those Florida bars. Now I'm stunned. Man, I wish it was 1981. And I know why they say every dog has his day. Go Dogs!
There you go. The beautiful voice of Jay Henley. Every Friday since you've been back, Jay, we got to clean up out inside in front of the studio. All those bras get thrown out on the patio out there.
Clean up on aisle 3.
Yeah, I mean, it only happens on Fridays when he's here, though, and he's playing the music.
If he's here.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. So we've had to do it. We didn't do it last Friday, but we're going to have to do it again today.
Yes,
so you're
sir.
keeping somebody's job going, that's for sure. But beautiful stuff there, beautiful stuff. Don't forget, coming up tonight, it is Friday Night Lights here in Bay County, and that means one thing. That means David Hayes and Kyle Wright will be calling the Mosley Dolphins Rutherford game. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Coach Siegel and Coach Brian Haddad will be giving you pregame coverage. They'll kick it over to David and Kyle just in time for kickoff. Make sure you tune into 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your home of the Mosley Mosley Dolphins. All right, Jay, we got to do two things.
Okay.
What's the last SEC school we have to pick? We've been doing it. We've done 13. We've got one more to do. We've picked the win-loss record of every SEC school except for one. I said it culminates or crescendos to this university.
I love that word, crescendo. And
You would.
Yeah, that's a good word.
It's better than decrescendo.
Right. How about that Crimson Tide?
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yep.
Over under total for the season, 9.5, according to Hard Rock Bets. Keith, you're going to jump in on this one as well. Jay, we will let you go first. All right. They start hosting the Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Right there out of the old hills of Kentucky.
I'll keep it easy here. I'll keep it easy because we got Keith in studio. We want to fly through this thing. I say their only loss this year is to Georgia Bulldogs, and we'll go win all the way through the season.
So they got the over at 11-1, a double over.
Yep.
All right. I guess I'll make it easy too. They beat Western Kentucky. They beat South Florida. They beat Wisconsin. I have them beating Georgia at home. I have them beating Vandy, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri. They lose at Death Valley against LSU, beat Mercer, beat Oklahoma, and then Auburn gets their revenge from the 4th and 31 last year. Even though it's in Tuscaloosa, it's just going to be a crazy end of their season. But they'll play in the SEC championship probably against Georgia.
Yes,
so I got them going 10-2, 2 losses, LSU and Auburn. Keith?
Not to sit on Jay's corner, but I missed. What are we doing here?
He expedited this more than we normally do because he knows we got to get to our pick 'em too. But we've got plenty of time. We got 12 minutes. Well, we've got 11 minutes.
We're just saying what their record is.
Yeah. So we'll let you go. Western Kentucky at home, win or loss.
I mean, you can skip that. I'm with you. I think they go. What would it be? 10 or 11-2 because I think they end up losing the SEC title.
Well, we're just doing the regular season.
So I would go 11-1. Yeah.
Who's their one loss to?
Georgia, of course.
Okay, there you go. All right, David Hayes, who do you got? That was very similar.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Liam has Auburn.
Yeah.
12-0.
Yeah.
For sure?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
Well, not for sure by any stretch of the imagination, but that's what I got them going, and then they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship.
Okay. And then they both play each other again multiple times in the playoffs.
Not multiple times.
Well, I was just saying that would be tough.
Well, multiple times on the season. Sorry, I was copying pasting the W all the way down.
Okay.
So. All right. Well, that was really easy. 10-2, 11-1, 11-1, and 12-0. So if you're a betting person, that all three is betting the over there for the Alabama Crimson Tide with their win total at 9.5. All right. It's time. Week 0, Jay, gets underway tomorrow, 11 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. That is going to be Florida State and Georgia Tech over there in Island. I figure you're going to play us some Dropkick Murphys today, but so far you hadn't. And the show ends after this.
Yeah.
So you missed your opportunity
That's
there.
right.
All right. We've got 4 college. There we go. We'll just play this in the background. It's great stuff.
That is good.
I mean, does anybody not think about The Departed when they hear that?
I think about I can't remember the name of the movie, so maybe I don't think about it. What was the movie? And I've asked him this before, where they're the bad guys, but they kill bad people. Boondock
Robin
Saints.
Hood.
Oh, yes.
Robin Hood too. But Boondock
yeah.
Saints makes. I
Classic.
think this song. Was
Young
in that
Daryl
movie, too.
Dixon from Walking Dead.
That was my favorite character growing up, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had the arrow in the quiver and the tight.
No, he just went around beating up rich people and giving the money to the poor.
That's fine. That's fine.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
Outside of the giving money to the poor part, I just kept it for my poor self.
Well,
That's the same thing.
It counts.
That's the same thing. You know.
Hey, look at that, poor fella. Here's a quarter for yourself.
Who knew that David Hayes was the modern day Robin?
Oh, goodness.
Learned that today. All right, 4 college games. And just for the sake of it, because I didn't want to throw in anything else besides football, we'll pick 6 preseason NFL games.
Rough
as well.
slate of college games like that. Come on, call it with football.
Well,
Step up.
The week 0, they always give you a 1, and then the rest of them are a little bit.
We're about to have NFL games on like 5 nights a week. I mean, I think college football can give us something. This is like a chance when there's nothing going on. I don't understand it.
Guys, at 10:59 Central Time, there's going to be a big one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delaware State and Hawaii, boy. Delaware State done landed.
Did they got there?
They got there, brother.
I wonder if they were able to practice or not.
40 and a half, baby.
Is the spread?
Yeah.
Phew.
Hawaii's a 40.5-point favorite. So
Man,
let's go Hornets.
I feel like I'm going to take the Hornets with that. How can you just... Is Hawaii going to score that many points? I guess that's the question.
They're still on the June Jones offense. Remember, they used to score it.
I think it's Tommy Chang or Timmy Chang.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Timmy. Yep.
Don't they have just a bunch of sumo wrestlers on that team?
I believe you're talking about like the Haka guys, the Fijians.
Okay, yeah.
The Samoans.
The Samoans, yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Great wrestlers.
Like Brittany's favorite, Roman Reigns. She acknowledges him on a regular
Great
basis.
wrestlers. There you go. Yeah. Also, if you change that word just a little bit, a Girl Scout cookie that a lot of people are big fans of.
Right.
Samoas.
Oh, those
not
are dope.
Samoans. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I guess we'll start with that game. That is Delaware State at Hawaii. Let's, we should just pick this one with the spread. How about that? Because it's so wild. 40.5. Is that what you got it at there, David?
That's what I heard about it earlier.
Because I'm looking at Hard Rock and I am not seeing
No, you're not going to see that
game because the F's. Oh, no. Yeah. No, there it is.
Oh, they got it on there?
And it's dropped 39.5. Hawaii is minus 100,000. Delaware State's plus 2,000. So you got to bet 100.
That's money line, though, right?
Yeah, that's money line. Yeah, it's minus 110 for that. But Hawaii's a 39.5-point favorite. Jay, you go first. You taking Hawaii with the points, or you taking Delaware State without? Or with the points as well.
It all probably started with Spirit Airlines. No, never mind.
So
I think it was a bus.
okay, yeah. Let's go Honolulu. Let's go Hawaii.
So Hawaii's
Honolulu.
That's the capital of Hawaii.
Honolulu.
So you're taking Hawaii, the Fighting Rainbows,
and
39.5 points.
Yes, sir.
David, what about you?
Give me the Hornets of Delaware State, dadgummit.
Absolutely. With 39.5, I just don't. Watch Hawaii win like
Can
7.
I give you just a little information? 'Cause I'm
Please.
looking at their schedule last year. They got housed by any team that you've ever heard of. Miami, Ohio beat them by 42.
Hey, Miami, Ohio might
Army
make the playoff.
beat them 57-0.
So are you going with the Rainbows with the points?
I would definitely. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but did Hawaii beat anybody by 40
That's a
points
fair
last year?
point.
Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, next we got SMU and Nevada. That is at Nevada, the Wolfpack there. Jay, the spread currently is 26.5. You taking the Wolfpack with the points, or you taking SMU laying the points?
Let's go Wolfpack.
All right, so you're going Nevada, David Hayes, or I'll go second in this one. I should have let you go last in that one. I'm actually going to take SMU to cover that one. I think they blow Nevada out of the university there. David?
I think that I like Nevada with the points, but I don't know, man. The ACC this year, getting the strength of SMU this year, I'm loving it. Give me SMU to. I like the over. I'll take Nevada with the points.
Nevada with the points.
How many points is it?
26.5.
I think the over is like 56
I'll
and a
take
half.
the points.
Yeah, the over is 55.5 right now.
All right.
So Nevada is going to be a big part of that. So you said you're taking Nevada
Nevada's
with the
awful.
Smash
They're
it.
usually pretty good, man.
David just loves to say, smash them with the points.
I love that word.
That's a good
It's
word.
better than crescendo,
I don't know.
but I guess you can crescendo up
to a
to
smash.
smashing.
There you go. Smash burger. All right, the next one on here is Montana State and New Mexico. Is that one even? Yeah, it is.
Montana State is like 11.5 favorite on the road.
The money is going towards Montana State because it is now 13.5. 13.5 on the road against the Lobos of New Mexico. Keith, we'll let you go first on this one. You taking them with the points or without the points?
I'm going to take the points.
All right.
Usually the betting public is wrong, so I like it moving the other direction. Give me the juice.
Yeah, there you go. Montana State for Keith. I'm going to take Montana State as well. Somebody's got to know something that we don't know. I remember Coastal had to play Montana State one year in the FCS playoffs. They had to play both Montana and Montana State. I believe Montana State's the one with the indoor football facility, if I'm not mistaken, and the Grizzlies play in the outdoor frigid temperatures.
I'm more a Montana Tech guy myself.
Absolutely. Or Montana A&M's good, too.
There you go. What about you, Montana State or getting the points with New Mexico?
Man, this is just absolutely redonkulous. A team on the road, FCS, 13.5 point favorite. Give me the Lobos.
All right. Jay, last but not least, we're going to have to go quick now.
Let's see. Y'all did y'all's homework, so I'll do. Oh, Lobos, is that New Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Montana State. Let's
I
go
like
Montana
Old Mexico, too. They got some pretty good burritos.
State. Yeah. All right.
All right, let's fly. I mean, we only got about 3.5 minutes left, but we got Florida State, Georgia Tech. Jay, I'm just going to let you shoot down all these games. Florida State, Georgia Tech. We're off the points now.
Florida State.
Florida State?
Yep.
All right. Next, you got the 49ers and the Raiders.
49ers?
We're picking preseason games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get us started, because it gives
Do
us...
not
Y'all got it. This is
gamble
how y'all get
on
y'all's
preseason
lead.
games, people.
I'm trying to get a lead.
It's an addiction.
Trying
Like,
to
if
get a
you're
lead.
gambling on preseason, picking it for a radio show, one thing.
Jags, Falcons.
Jags.
All right. Dolphins, Bucks.
Dolphins.
All right. Panthers, Bills.
Let's go Panthers.
Okay. All right. Packers, Ravens.
Ravens.
Rams, Texans.
Texans.
All right. David Hayes, we'll go you next.
Florida State.
FSU, Rams, or Niners, Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Raiders. Jags, Falcons.
Jags.
All right. Bucks, Dolphins. I mean, it's like a coin flip on these things. All right. Panthers, Bills.
Bills.
Ravens, Packers.
Packers.
I'm just going to pick the opposite.
I meant Ravens. Ravens.
All
yeah.
right. And then last but not least, Rams, Texans.
Let me go with the Rams.
CJ is not playing. All right, I'll do mine after the show because I know we're running out of time. Keith, why don't you let everybody know real quick where you follow all your stuff, what platforms you're on, and obviously you're here with us every Wednesday from 12 to 12:40. But
you should be listening to me on Wednesdays.
There you go, absolutely, especially if you want to win money.
Exactly. Doing DFS stuff. We do golf. We're about to get into football, which is my favorite time of the year. On Twitter, I post a lot of stuff, not a lot, mostly sports related. You occasionally see me post a funny cat video, but that is at Keith Fleming, KeithFleming. I'm with two amazing fantasy football content companies, Fantasy and Frames, who we talked to Jorge at the beginning of the show. Again, thank you for him calling in. And then Joe Bond from Fantasy Six Pack, fantasysixpack.net. You should follow both Fantasy Six Pack and Fantasy and Frames on YouTube, social media platforms, and both of them have websites, have rankings, all kinds of cool stuff. They can help you get ready for your fantasy football drafts.
Yeah, absolutely. All you got to do is just go to X, Keith Fleming,
Yeah,
2
I
M's.
post it all there.
Everything goes right to there, so easy to follow him.
Yep.
Jay, what's coming up tonight?
What do we got? We got football.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Please don't botch this.
Spin up, eh?
Yeah.
No, go Marlins, baby. Come on. No, it'll be a fun night of football. Weather will be great for it.
Oh, it's going to be a beautiful evening for some Friday Night Lights, especially right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. David Hayes, Kyle Wright on the call. Mosley Dolphins coming up at 7 p.m. Kickoff coverage starts at 6 p.m. with Coach Brian Haddad and Coach Shiegel breaking down the game. They'll kick it over to Kyle and David to get you ready for that coin toss and the call of the Mosley-Rutherford game. Bay County football gets underway tonight. Arnold Bay over there at Gavlac. You've got, I don't have it up in front of me, but you've got Bozeman and who do we got?
Holmes County.
Bozeman, Holt County, North Bay Haven, and Freeport. And over there you got Port St. Joe at Wakulla. South Walton takes on Gulf Breeze. And last but not least, Destin versus Northview. All those 7 p.m. kickoffs. Enjoy the Friday Night Lights. Enjoy college football back this weekend. Keith, thanks for hanging out with us today. We are looking forward to the draft on Sunday. Y'all have a great rest of your Friday. Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. See you next week.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up.